What's up, guys? Brutal loss to the Buffalo Bills by the New York Giants. First series, I was getting excited about this team. Um, then you get a three and out on defense, and then you call a screen pass on a second down. I'm not sure if I like Pat Shurmur that much. He just kind of lets you down every single week. He doesn't develop any talent. With DeAndre Baker, he's playing horribly, and he played really good at Georgia when he was in press coverage. Either he's a wasted pick or the Giants don't know how to use him. I think Dexter Lawrence roughed up a punt. He's a first round pick. You can't even notice him on the field at all. You have Lorenzo Carter, who's supposed to be a big talented player with great speed. And Iver Gettleman is missing on everything, which is very possible. So maybe Dave Gettleman isn't doing that well. And I was a Gettleman guy, so I'll admit if he's not doing good or not. And right now, going 0-2 and not really being close is a problem. I think that Eli Manning needs to be out of the game as soon as next week because he has no mobility anymore. You've seen it. He might have the arm strength to do well in a preseason or practice, but he can, when a play breaks down, he's unable to make plays, and you're not going to have a perfect pocket every single time in the NFL. And against this Tampa Bay rush, against this Tampa defense, even though Shepard is missing, you got to put Daniel Jones in the game and get him some experience. This team isn't going anywhere. The linebackers, the cornerbacks, there were coverage busts still everywhere with Cole Beasley. Really, Baker missed Beasley a lot. Like, Beasley would be on the right-hand side of the offense, and Beasley would be open 20 yards down the field. Or then on 3rd and 9, you're letting the receiver catch the ball like 8.5 yards down the field. He's just turning up and going like 3 more yards, and you're playing zone. I'm tired of James Betcher. He wasn't even that good in Arizona when Bruce Arians let him leave or when Bruce Arians was let go. And I'm very tired of James Betcher and this defensive staff. I'm tired of Mike Shula. I'm also really tired of Pat Shurmur. His mediocre play calling, the same really negative expression on the sidelines. He's not really positive at all. He's not an uplifting coach. He doesn't inspire positivity. He's all negativity all the time. The way he handles the media, he doesn't even have humor about him. This team is not rallying. And out of the break, they came out, and I guess on defense, the bright spots, Marcus Golden, even though he had the offsides, he got to Josh Allen a couple times, Lorenzo. The pass rush was pretty good in the third quarter of the game. Running defense, Ryan Connolly had a couple of fits that I liked in the running game. Offensively, Saquon did all right. The offensive line still wasn't perfect, but there weren't a lot of possessions to be had because of the atrocity, because of how bad the defense played. But really, this ownership group, there's no reason to put Eli out against Tampa Bay. And if you're a Giants fan, like, I'm not even sure you should root for the Giants to beat Tampa Bay because there's really no hope that this team can accomplish anything special this year. Maybe you root for the defense that is young to somehow do better. But do you really want James Betcher to be around for the next season? There's going to be a whole new defensive coordinator, a whole new defensive staff. And offensively, I just don't like this Shurmur guy at all. And I don't know if he's a very likable guy. And it's a boring hire to start out with. Could get Kellen Moore, who's definitely the best guy available. Could get Chris Richard to breathe life into this program. Or you could go out, look for Chase Daniel. Could hire Chase Daniel. He was around Andy Reid. And You have to go down there and get a pulse on this locker room. You have to kind of see, you have to talk to the leaders of this team, and you have to find out if Shurmur's the right guy or not. From a GM and an owner's perspective, you need to find out if Pat Shurmur is a coach that is capable of winning a Super Bowl. Because you look at Matt Nagy, you look at Sean McVay, you look at Kyle Shanahan, and all these bright coaches, and they all have very positive visions, and they all have a positive kind of outlook on things. And Doug Peterson in year 2 won a Super Bowl. Sean McVay in year 2 got to a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan's still been a really good coach. Matt Nagy in year 1 won the division. Frank Reich made it to the divisional playoffs. You look at Mike Vrabel in year 2 and he's crap. Matt Patricia in year 2. You should be able to figure out through 18 games whether this guy's a good coach, because all he is an Eric Mangini to me. Like a guy who struggled in Cleveland. He went to the Eagles. He's very stubborn. He doesn't adapt to the way modern NFL really goes, or he doesn't take deep shots. Guys aren't getting open. He's not really scheming guys open. And if he doesn't like Eli Manning, freaking put Daniel Jones in. But I just don't really like Shurmur. He doesn't give a lot of reason to like him. He's just such a bland personality. And I don't really think he cares about the Giants fan base at all. And I don't know if he's one of the Giants fans. And Giants fans, it's just annoying. Your owner is hesitant to make moves. He's very wishy-washy, whether it was with the McAdoo hiring, the non-benching of Eli Manning, the James Betcher hiring, the personnel department, and Dave Gettleman maybe picking DeAndre Baker and not even knowing how to utilize these guys, not even knowing how to develop anybody. It's incredibly, incredibly disappointing. And it remains disappointing. I mean, when I watched this game today, I mean, this defense last year was at least competing. And throughout the first half, this looked like a high school defense. It looked like a Division III defense with Josh Allen, receivers like 20 yards open, jet sweeps, letting Buffalo just run into the end zone, Singletary. I mean, if they didn't make some of those mistakes, the Bills could have put up like 35 easy or 42 easy. And this is a home game against Josh Allen. You know, next week you don't play a good quarterback, but Jameis is going to beat this team. The Bucs defense, that's a perfect example. The Bucs, you look at their talent, they have Carlton Davis, Vernon Hargreaves, who's been awful. Devin White was hurt last week. They have Ndamukong Suh. They picked up Carl Nassib. They have no talent at all. But yet the Buccaneers have played the 49ers, and the Buccaneers have played the Panthers. And the Buccaneers have looked really good on defense. And it's because of Todd Bowles. I mean, do you really look at Green Bay's talent and say Green Bay is light years ahead of the Giants? Like, these are NFL football players. These are guys good enough to be drafted. It's all about how you develop the talent that you're given place. And look at the Colts. They don't have talent on defense. Just Matt Eberflus is really good. It's all about coaching in the NFL. It's about coaching and quarterback play. And Eli Manning is too old. I love Eli Manning, but it's done. He can't escape, and his time as a Giant is over. So send him away, and that's that. Start Daniel Jones. I hate this conversation. I do. It's depressing, the Eli Manning conversation, because I like Eli Manning, and at this point it's just depressing. Losing games with him. I guess Eli still wants to play, but maybe Shurmur's just being greedy and trying to get paid for next year, which probably might even be doing. He's not even running Saquon enough, probably only like 15 carries today. We're still throwing the ball on second down out of shotgun with these little throws. There's no explosive plays. Maybe Daniel Jones comes in and is really good with Shurmur and he saves Shurmur's job, because Daniel Jones can have to save Shurmur's job. I mean, Pat Shurmur, he's never had an elite offense, ever. And even with Case Keenum, that offense was just okay. So he's not an explosive head coach. He's not a good head coach at all. and you're just going to be losing a lot with him. And I think I've seen enough. I'm ready to really start exploring other coaching options for the Giants. Maybe Sean Gleason will come back and coach. I would love that. I would love it if Sean Gleason could coach. If I was Mara, I'd look at Kellen Moore. I'd look at Sean Gleason. I think that Gleason would lead a great team. So if I would have a lot more creative ideas than going with freaking Pat Shurmur all over again. I would have a lot more creative ideas. If Daniel Jones isn't the guy, then F it. Go get a guy that's, more stable, like a Herbert or something. Just got to do that. Just be unemotional. Call it how it is. Call it how you see it. And that's that. You got to be unemotional about it at times. All right, guys, thanks.